Let's get out on the floor. Welcome to episode 7 of Road to Dopey podcast, aptly named Evacuate the Start Line rather than Dance Floor. I'm Jason. Stewart broke up there, but that's Stewart. We got him at the end when he left. So welcome. We are here talking to you once a week about our road to our first Dopey challenge. So Stewart is the season run Disney runner. I've done one of them previously. We've both been running for a few years now, but this is our first multi-race event at Dopey. Sorry, at Disney.
Your first. I've done back to back.
You have. Sorry, you have. You did the 10K in the marathon, didn't you? So
10K Disneyland and the next day.
You did.
Which kind of brings me up to this. So this is the 10K. What have you got on tonight?
Well, hidden under this jumper, because it is quite cold here this evening. So hidden under here, I've got an old Great Manchester Run finishers t-shirt. These t-shirts are terrible. They're useful for decorating, and that's pretty much about it. But I tend to save them for the winter to stick under my shirts when I'm at work.
I can understand why you keep it covered.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nothing wrong with Manchester. Nothing wrong with the run per se, but just, yeah, not a great shirt.
It's actually that.
What's that, sorry?
That one.
Did I do what one, sorry?
Is it a tech shirt?
Oh, no, it's just a crappy cotton. It's just a crappy cotton one.
Oh, wow.
Can't even run in it. Terrible. So how long have we got to Dopey challenge now, Stewart? Do you need a drum roll?
I don't need a drum roll, but if you'd like to give me one, then we can do one. That's 55 days now until Marathon Weekend Expo starts.
Wowzers! Yeah.
It's 8 weeks or 7 weeks.
I think we're like 6, maybe 7. I think Christmas is 6 weeks out, so it must be 7.
No, it's
5 weeks out.
This weekend is 8 weeks because we are exactly halfway through a 16-week marathon plan.
There you go.
So yes, scary.
Very.
So how are you feeling about this as it approaches and getting nearer?
Well, it is, and it's getting very close now as well, isn't it? It's getting to the point where it's every week's just like it feels more and more on the doorstep. So yeah, we're getting fairly close now. Scary.
The mileage is creeping up on us, but we'll get to that a bit later on. Let's do the news first.
The news.
Nice touch.
Right there. So what have we got to talk about on the news this week?
Let's give a shout out to our Banks, who has just won a race literally 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so well done, Rob. Rob's coming to Dopey with us, and I think we're trying to get him on this podcast, but
he's a bit shy.
Yeah, proving a little bit difficult. But yeah, well done, Rob. Rob's he's one of our faster friends, and yeah, he's done really well to win that 10K race. I'm not sure it's like a mega elite field, but even still, he must have ran a fairly quick 10K to win it. Do you know what his time was?
No.
It must be.
No, I don't know his time yet, but I could find out on Facebook.
Yeah, I think it must be in the mid-30s. I think it must be around that kind of 34, 35.
Pretty damn impressive.
Kind of marker. So.
Yeah, it's called Run in the Dark.
Yeah. You run around Salford Quays in Manchester in the dark, so it's where Media City is, where BBC and ITV do all their filming for things like Blue Peter and like local news and Coronation Street, all that kind of stuff.
It's man of Hollywood.
Yeah, the Manc Hollywood. Less smackheads, more crime.
We only really have one popular TV show.
That's me just banned from Hollywood.
Well, yeah, so well done to Rob.
Yeah, very
Rob
well.
Joining us in our Dopey challenge. Although to say he will be joining us, should we say Rob will be waiting?
I think Rob is the, and I think Chris might be as well, but Rob definitely. I think Rob is planning to run all 4 of the races. Although he did say the last time we met up this weekend that he plans to. He's on a holiday. He plans to enjoy the holiday. That's more important than the race. So maybe he won't be running that fast.
You kidding? He's getting spirit as Rob.
I think he's still suffering from his last marathon though. He's having some calf problems, isn't he? So.
Well, that's true, but maybe he'll go easy on the half.
That would be wise, very wise.
Yeah, so we should tell people who else is coming with us. So that's Rob. Rob's super quick. In fact, Rob is probably the quickest out of all our friends, would you say?
I think Wolfarth's probably a little bit quicker. I might be wrong. No, I think Wolfarth is quicker, isn't he?
You class him as a friend.
Yeah, Wolfarth's a good guy.
I'm only joking. But you're not on first name terms with him, though.
I call everyone by the surname.
You call me by my surname?
Schimberg.
Best.
No,
Best.
often.
So, yes, and we're also bringing Chris Poole with us, Lisa, and then there's me. Not long now. Yeah. We actually had a meeting this week to discuss everything that we're going to be doing. Yeah,
just to get an idea of like what we're going to do like before and after the event. So it's quite easy for like Stewart, Chris, and I, because we arrive on the Tuesday evening, yeah, on the Wednesday. So we basically just land and just jump straight in. Whereas the other guys arrive quite a few days before. Did they say that they arrive on a Saturday?
They arrive on the Friday night. You should say that we're actually 5 hours America time.
Yeah, behind.
We're still going to be 5. We're still 5 hours because I don't know if the American clocks have gone back yet.
They have.
By the time the races are, we're going to be 5 hours behind you guys. We land in America. We have to get up to 3 a.m. It's not really going to be 3 a.m. for us. It's going to be
8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Something like that. Hopefully it should be a little bit better for us to stay on English. What's the possibility of that?
I think it's do you know what, it's just going to take a little bit of strictness those first few days to try and force ourselves just to go to bed. So that first night when we land, it's really going to be a case of forcing ourselves just get to Walmart, get to Whole Foods, get our stuff, get back to the apartment and just crash. And as long as we can force ourselves to sort of stay in that mindset, we should be okay.
If you're going to be able to sleep, though, even if you're in bed, are you going to actually sleep?
Well,
question.
Good question.
Anyway, some more news this week.
We had some fun at Wine and Dine, I believe.
That was my cue for you to restart the music.
We have some more music. This video on YouTube is definitely not getting monetized. Let's put it that way.
I like to move it, come and give me some more. Watch me get physical.
We need to get to the chorus.
There's people watching me. I never miss a beat. Night Kill the lights, feel it under your skin. I'm right, keep it tight, cause it's pulling you in. Get up, you can't stop.
It's a long song.
Oh, isn't it? Let's just get to the chorus. Come on. Wait, the start line.
So after that craziness, Wine and Dine got evacuated. So the guys only ended up running 7 miles. And they're supposed to run 13. Yeah. So what happened, Stuart?
Well, I don't really know the full story because I wasn't there. I've got a few friends that kind of told me different information. But basically, from what I've heard, some people arrived and then they got told they were in the holding area. Some people were already in the corrals and then they got told that it was going to be evacuated because of incoming bad weather. So they pulled them all out and shoved them in the holding area, which is internal place where you collect your bibs from. What's it called? Oh, the name escapes me. Yes, Wide World of Sports. They're inside of that.
Yeah.
That's where they basically dumped
Everyone.
10,000 runners. Well, I don't know if it was everyone because I don't know if it holds 10,000 runners. But there's plenty of places where runners could hide from the storms. And then about an hour to an hour and a half later, they found out the storms had gone and that they were going to do the race, but there was going to be a slightly amended race. And apparently there was uproar.
Yeah. My understanding for the amendment, and I might be wrong here, but my understanding was that the reason they changed it was they needed to get the roads open in case the storm came in. And so therefore because they had to keep people off the roads and in the parks, they had to reduce the distance of the course. Was that what you've been told, or?
It's not what I've been told. It would make sense because there's quite a lot of the Wine and Dine route, which is done on the roads. Osceola Parkway, which is basically like a motorway or highway, as you Americans call it. Around Walt Disney World, particularly the bit from Epcot to Animal Kingdom. So yeah, if they closed them off, then I can understand that if an incoming storm was going to happen and they needed to get everybody out of the parks as quickly as possible, then that would be a good reason why they would have to reopen the roads. However, I have a different theory.
Go for it.
I think basically the reason why they cut it short was because it started an hour and a half late. They didn't have volunteers for enough time. They wanted everybody done by a certain time. They didn't want Epcot to stay open even later than it already does, and that's why. No, that's just my theory, but
yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense because some of the the cutoff is quite slow, isn't it? They have like is it 18-minute mile?
Well, if the start was delayed by 2 hours, then they're basically asking all the volunteers to stay for an additional 2 hours.
And it's a night race as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't set off until 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
10
o'clock at night?
Yes.
Shit. So you'd be asking your volunteers to stay out till 4 in the morning. Or 5 maybe.
Yeah.
So you could well be right.
Yep. Ironically, today marks the 3-year anniversary since I first did that race.
Wow.
First half marathon.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was pretty
cool. All the pain and misery that's been caused since running that race.
Yes. Yeah. I would like to go back and do it again sometime. I actually think it's definitely one of my favorite runs. I do like running at night. You have the day to rest and relax, to eat and to poop.
Yeah, I think running in the morning just always feels a bit rushed for me. But right, I think that's why I prefer to do like my training runs at night because I'm awake, everything's sorted, everything's done for the day. Whereas if you're doing it in the morning, you have to get up earlier than normal. You have to faff about. It just all feels like a bit of a faff.
You'd like it then.
Definitely.
It's got a party vibe. I mean, all Disney races have got a party vibe, but this one has a certain special vibe because everyone is in. Besides dressing up, they all wear night lights and just glow sticks and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, everyone's ready for a party.
Yes, and obviously you get your free drinks ticket on the bottom of your bib. So when you cross the finish line and you've got all your box and your medal and everything, the last thing they give you is a free beer or a wine. They pull the voucher off the bottom of your bib and they go, there you go. And then the last thing you want to do is drink a beer. Me, but some people might well want that.
Do they not throw food at you as well? Hence the dine reference.
No, the dine stands for go into Epcot for a party, which you have to pay a little bit extra, and then you can buy lots of expensive food.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a faff. If they could just put me under a Dole Whip machine, that'd be just fine. I just get the lever and like
On a serious note, I mean, it's pretty awful if you've trained for a half marathon and that basically happened to you. They cut it short. Like,
yeah.
You go back and you're saying to your friends, actually, this half marathon, which I planned to do, and you'd all sponsored me, didn't actually end up being a half marathon. It was only half the distance.
Yeah, I think you'd be a bit good. I mean, you're gonna have a real mixed group. I mean, I imagine there's going to be 3 types of people. So you're going to have the type of person who's really annoyed by it all because they actually wanting to run the distance. You're going to have the people who hadn't trained enough or were injured or they just weren't feeling it on the day, and they're going to love it because they'll be like, oh, thank God I don't have to run that whole distance. And then you're just going to have the people who just like running Disney events and actually they don't care whether it's 1 mile or 26.2 miles. They just want to run the Disney events and get the medals. So.
Yes, but is it really a medal if it doesn't say the right distance on? I don't know. I would have very mixed emotions about it if it happened to me. Because, well, if it does happen to us, I think I'd be pretty upset.
Oops.
On the positive side, this is the first that I've heard of this type of thing happening. Even though the weather was horrific last year at Wine and Dine, they never evacuated it. It was pouring down for 3 hours, just complete shower. Florida rain.
It's the thunder and lightning, isn't it, though, which and the wind which causes the problem on that coast.
Yeah, it's a shame, but hopefully that won't happen to us.
Yeah,
I'll be rather annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I think given the training, given the hours that were put into the training, if it was to happen on a marathon, I think we'd be a bit gutted. If it was to happen on one of the other races, selfishly for us, I don't think I'd be that bothered.
I would be upset because then it's like it's not the challenge that we.
Yeah, I guess. But knowing the way that we are with things, though, let's just say on a Saturday we get there and the half they just turn around and say, look, there's a potential storm, so the race is 10k rather than 21k. We would do our 10k, go back to the apartment, and would end up running 11k. So I think we'd still end up doing the distance.
Yeah, I think we would make up. In fact, like for everybody out there that's done the Wine and Dine as a 10k, you should probably go and do a half marathon this weekend.
Well, the train for it.
And then you can take the sponsorship money, and you won't feel guilty.
Yeah. Just go over to the West Coast and go and do Avengers. or do Avengers and then rock and roll?
Well, that would be kind of difficult seeing both are sold out.
Yeah, you just ghost run it.
You're going to get a lot of people in trouble if you keep saying stuff like that.
Just to clarify, I actually don't agree necessarily with ghost running. I think ghost running is a little bit unwise.
I think you should explain what you mean by ghost running to people.
Yeah, okay, sure. So people who turn up to events who aren't registered and just run the event anyway. So some of them have,
wrong. I would never do that.
yeah, some of them have fake bibs. So some of them will like get their mates' bibs and photocopy them and like attach them. Or some of them will just go to the start line and wait for the runners to start and then just jump over the fence and just run the race. But
I don't think you could easily do that with a Disney bib because they are so pretty. And you can see the quality.
yeah, I mean, there's always ways with stuff like that, isn't there? I mean, you could photocopy somebody's bib, and as long as you weren't stood next to them and you kind of got yourself in the middle of a crowd, no one's gonna notice.
We don't want Disney thinking we've done that and booted us off.
We've got genuine bibs, but like, yeah, I mean,
a genuine hole in our pocket where we paid for the bibs.
Yeah, and that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, no, I don't agree with it, but people do it. So
well, don't.
If you're gonna do it at Vegas on the Strip because there'll be a bit more space.
I don't know. I think it would be quite compact. Anyway.
Well, speaking of Vegas and Avengers, we've got friends out there, haven't we? We're out there at the moment doing both of those races. Do we want to say a quick good luck to those?
Yes. Caitlin is doing the Avengers and
Vegas.
Rock and Roll Vegas. She's crazy. Caitlin was a guest on the show about 4 weeks ago now. Best of luck, Caitlin.
Yeah, absolutely. And her fancy dress for the very short wine and dine was very good effort. Well done.
Yes, I can't wait to see what you've got planned for your 2 races this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also know a few people from our run club that are going. Well, we know one, but we know
yeah, the manager of our local running store, David's going out there. He usually goes out with one of his friends. So they're running the half in Vegas, the Rock and Roll Vegas.
So is John Keys and quite a few of them from Castleford.
Okay, so I did see a photograph of John and the Run Hater on a plane. I didn't realise where they were going.
Yeah, and they have arrived in Vegas because I've just seen a picture.
Wonderful. There you go.
Apparently there's about 30 of them going.
Okay, that's quite good. That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Good on them.
So, what's next on the rundown?
Next on the rundown is training. So we were on our off week this week. So Stuart, I'll let you go first if you want. So you want to give us a bit of an overview of kind of what you've done since Thursday last week?
I've not stopped this week. I never did a long marathon run. I still did a long run. On Sunday, I did 10 miles with Mark, which was good. We did the 9 minutes on, 1 minute off that I've been talking about every week. Managed to stay on the 9.4 minute miles, 9.45 minute mile, I should say. So I was happy with that. So yeah, that was Sunday. On Saturday, I did a park run in pouring rain in Preston. It was horrible, although good and horrible at the same time. Soaking wet. On Thursday last week, I went to the track with Still Waters. Yes. And my love-hate relationship with track continues. I don't love it until it's done. I hate it. But once it's done, it's not too bad. I think it's making me quicker. I don't know. I do quite like the fact that we have breaks in between, but with me being the slowest one,
Your breaks are short.
my breaks are shorter, which is not fair. So that was Thursday, and then prior to that, we did hill training on Tuesday with another group that we run with.
Cool.
So that was my week. What about you?
Yeah, so Thursday. Go on.
Swimming tonight.
Yeah, she's just been swimming. So how did that go?
I'm training for the inaugural Disney triathlon event, which is going to take place in 2017.
Is this a prediction or is this
It's inevitable, really. I mean, given the fact that how popular Run Disney brand is, the triathlon will be the next thing.
there is a triathlon in Florida.
There's many, I'm sure.
Yeah, but there's like a 5K series triathlon that
It's in Claremont, near where the park run is.
it looks like a Disney event. Like it's all the way it's all branded, it looks very Disney.
Oh, it's not that one. Yeah, I was actually only joking. I'm going to look into doing a triathlon maybe next year, but I thought I'd need to start swimming. So, yeah, practice swimming. Managed to do. How much did I do tonight?
How many laps did you do? Sorry, I'm rudely looking at my phone, but I'm just trying to find this person who did this triathlon so I can show you the one that I need.
Well, I'm not being rude. I'm genuinely looking for something. Yes, 42 lengths, so 966 meters. How's that for a first timer?
That's really good. That's much more than I did on my first day back at swimming when I went back a couple of years ago, and I've not been back since.
That wasn't continuous, I might add. We stopped 4 times for that, 4 or 5 times.
So I'm going to show you this picture. The person on the picture, I don't know, but they've made this picture public on the internet. So whoever you are, I'm sorry if you don't want your picture on this, but should put a bit more security on your Facebook. So if you can see that at the top, it is Claremont, it says, but as you can see, it looks very Disney. So at first I thought it was a Disney event, but yeah.
No, that's in Claremont. That's one of them events that I was telling you about. When I was in Florida last May, I think it was, I wanted to do a park run there. We've gone into what park run is on previous shows, and there is only one park run in Florida, and that's at Claremont. So when I arrived, hoping to do it, they had this other event on, which meant that park run was cancelled, which was a triathlon. So I ended up just running the 5K, but witnessing a triathlon. That's the first time I've ever seen a triathlon.
There you go. It's the outdoor swimming which gets me every time.
This is open water swimming in what looks like a alligator pit.
I was going to say, yeah, probably like in that area, it's going to be full of crocs, isn't it? So
Make you swim quicker.
What's that? Make you swim quicker. Yeah. Motivation.
Yeah.
So my week has pretty much been Thursday after the podcast, I did nothing. Friday I did nothing. Saturday, what did I do on Friday? Not sure. Saturday and Sunday, didn't do any running or cycling or anything akin to that. Terrible.
Were you doing this?
No cycling at all this weekend either. So it was went to the Christmas lights on Saturday, watched the Christmas lights get switched on, and then I met up with you guys on Sunday. So yeah, so it was a bit of a strange week really. Monday was Stillwater's run, so we played a game of Space Invaders. So there's a French for those who don't know, is a French graffiti artist called, I think he calls himself Invader, and he does mosaic art. So he installed 47. I think it's 47. Is that 42 or 47? I'm sure it's 47. 47 mosaic pieces in and around the streets and back streets in Manchester. So the game was, you've got 45 minutes to find as many as you can, and then get back to a finishing point. So we did that. So that was really good fun. Tuesday was.
At that time, it was new.
No, they've been there for a few years. They've been there for quite a few years now. Yeah. So there are. If you look on my Instagram, just generally for everyone. So link is in the description down below. But if you look on my Instagram, you'll see some pictures of them. They've been there. They look a bit dirty. They've been there for quite a while now. But
that's a really cool idea for urban running.
It is. It's good. So Tuesday was some hill training that we did together. So that was Tuesday.
You were on fire on Tuesday, actually flying up that hill.
See, the difference was, what a lot of people were getting wrong with the hill, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know. But what people were doing were they were going up it, and they were just kind of consistently jogging up it, and they'd get to the top, and then they come straight back down it at the same pace they were going up it, and they get right to the bottom, and then they just come straight back up again. So I was running up it, not sprinting, but I was running up it quicker, and I was intentionally increasing my speed as I got higher up the hill. So when I got to the top, I was running much faster than I was anywhere near the bottom. But then I got to the top, and I took a few seconds to catch my breath, and then I ran back down the hill like at a fairly decent pace. And then again at the bottom, just had a few seconds just to gather my thoughts before I went back up again. But people were just kind of going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, which is fine. But if you don't give yourself a second to recover, it makes it really difficult to sprint. Yeah.
What do you think about these people that don't like to stop?
What do you mean by don't like to stop?
As in, once they've started a run, they won't stop.
I think, I don't know. It can be very damaging, can't it? So, it's, you know, when you run in, I mean, it depends why you're running. So, if you're running and it's a training run, the most important thing when you're running is leg time. So, if you need to walk, then that's totally fine. You know, like ideally you shouldn't be like stopping for a long period of time because lactic acid builds up in your legs. But yeah, you know, stopping to walk or whatever else is quite sensible because you'll make a better use of your training time. You'll be able to use your legs for longer, travel further, physically, you know, do more. A lot of people can get a bit pig-headed and be a bit kind of like, oh no, unless I'm running, it's not real training. You know, that's a pretty good way to get injured, I guess.
What, constantly running and not stopping?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yourself too much, like, you know, when your body's telling you to stop. You know, I think this sounds easier than it really is, but when you're running it, particularly when you're running a race, you'll get to that point where you think, I just want to stop, I just want to walk. And when you get to that point, you should always do the check. So start at the bottom and work your way up. And this is what you have to do. So start at the bottom and you say, is it my toes? So, you know, you're going through that thought in your head that you want to stop. So you say, is it your toes?
No, not my toes.
Keep running, but feel your toe. Like, you know, just like wiggle your toes around. Are your toes okay? No, toes are all right. Okay, is it my feet? Okay, no, feet feel fine. So that's good. Right, okay, is it my legs? Is it my legs? Actually, no, my legs feel okay. I'm tired, but my legs feel okay. They can keep going. So, okay, is it my torso? No, that feels okay as well. You know, is it my lungs? No, breathing okay. Heart's going okay. You know, is it my arms? No, definitely not. All right, okay. So why do I want to stop? In my head, and once you realise it's in your head, you can turn it off. But you need to be able to turn it off and learn how to switch it off.
I think you need to realise that the only way out is through, basically.
Mm.
And we all reach that point where we think, oh, I can't go on anymore. If you just push it a little bit more, you'd be surprised how much further you can go.
But it was good to see people on Tuesday doing like kind of the hill work who wouldn't normally get involved or do that type of training. So it was really nice to see those people kind of getting stuck into something a little bit different.
Yes, yeah, I'm going to do more hill training, and probably a couple more sessions we need to do at least before Dopey. So what have you got planned for training this weekend?
So for me, tomorrow I will be making a appearance at the track. Yeah, a rare appearance at the track, but I plan to be there. So I've I pulled out my spikes earlier and I've tightened them up, and they're in my bag, ready to go. Friday I shan't be doing anything. Saturday I'm hoping to go on a ride, but it'll be solo miles, so I'll see how that pans out. Got quite a lot I need to do, so we'll see. Sunday is I'm going to be doing the 10 miler, I think, with Sweatshop, and then Monday is still waters. Tuesday is 5 mile group. So yeah, so I'll be fairly constantly training this week, but no insane distances.
Well, you're still doing 10 miles. To some people, that's quite an insane distance.
Yeah. So cool.
I'm racing this weekend, and my bib has come in.
Yeah.
I am doing the Age UK Leeds Derby Dash. So I'll be travelling across the Pennines. And my bib has come in. 7:6:59, my age. Yeah.
It's a really good. Abbey Dash is a really good race. So.
Is it flat?
No. So. Yeah.
It's flat.
No, I tell you, no. So when I went and did it a couple of years ago, they told me it was flat. They said it's a flat course, and it's not. So basically, what happens is, he's got his hands on his ears. So basically, Abbey Dash is a long road that goes from the centre of Leeds all the way up to an abbey, and you basically run 5k down it in one direction, and then you turn around and then you run back for 5k. But the first 5k is just ever so slightly and ever so gradually uphill all the way out, but like not like a climb, but it's gradual enough that you know that you're climbing uphill. So, and then as you get to the abbey near the end for like the last k of the first 5, you really know you're climbing at that point. Like it's really obvious, but it's not steep. It's just constant. So you then turn around at the halfway point and you go, great, okay, so now it's downhill, and it feels like it's downhill.
Oh, is that an out and back?
Yeah. It's just, you basically just go down one road and then come back, turn around and come back. So
it's up and then down, and that's it.
Yeah. Except.
No exceptions.
At the last K, you take a left turn, and that takes you onto a road in Leeds called the Hedgerow. And if you've ever been to Leeds before and been on the Hedgerow, you'll know that the Hedgerow is steep as buggery. So yeah, the last 1k is fairly brutal. So I kind of got chatting to somebody when I ran it a couple of years ago, who we were kind of like running in front and behind each other all the way around. And I was ready for the last K. I'd really pushed it, and I was ready for quitting. And she kept me going for that last kilometre because it was really kind of tough getting up that final hill. But it's a good race. It's really well organised.
Looking forward to it because it's the first 10K that I've done. Well, not all year because I did this one. But I didn't race this one. I'd say it's the first 10K that I'm going to race.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Just watch for the speed bumps near the start.
Right.
So,
well, a friend of mine said he's going to try and pace me.
Good.
So, with a bit of luck, well, we'll see what happens, and I will report back next week.
With T-shirt, I hope.
Do we get a T-shirt?
Yeah, you get a T-shirt. Yeah, it wasn't a great one, but you get one.
Medal?
Do you get a medal for Scabby Dash? I don't think you do.
Damn it! I'm going to make my own medal.
No, I don't think you do.
Hopefully disastrous race then.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, my medal will be my
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, because I've not got any of them. Actually, I'm quickly running out of Run Disney T-shirts to wear for these podcasts. Every week I try and wear something different, and I'm like, I think I might have 2 more weeks worth of T-shirts, and then I'm completely out.
Well, it won't be that long until you get there and you've got an insane amount of new ones, because we're going to get 6 T-shirts plus any that you buy when we do Dopey. So,
which brings me to a relatively informative point.
Yeah.
This T-shirt is small.
It looks small.
It feels very, very small and tight. Whereas the other ones that are small are really just like a loose small, like an English medium.
All my Run Disney T-shirts, albeit I have 2, but both of those are medium, and they both fit very large.
Yeah, that's American sizes are large. So normally I'm a small, and normally a small is quite, roomy. This is so tight. So my suggestion is to try them all on when you're at the expo. Make sure you like them all, because you can't go back.
Yeah, once you've left that bit, it's game over, isn't it?
Pretty much. So you can try them all. I mean, they do swap them if you've changed your mind on sizes. They will swap them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just take them all to the toilets and try them all on. Yes.
Cool. So, hot topics.
Yes.
We have a question.
Yes. The question is, do you enjoy running whilst running?
Okay. I'll go first, and then we'll fire it back. When I started running, I started running to meet new people, but I found it very difficult to run without earphones in. So running was something that I did for social, almost like a social experience before and after, but the actual running itself was a very solitary affair. So and I used to run a lot on my own with earphones in, and I quite liked that time, that solitary time, earphones in, zoned out. So did I enjoy running whilst running? At that time, yes, I did. Now I enjoy running if I'm running with people. If I'm running on my own, I don't really enjoy it whilst I'm doing it. I feel better after I've done it, but if I'm running on my own, I wouldn't say I enjoy it anymore, unless I prefer it much for running with people and having a chat and just and sometimes pushing each other to like to new boundaries and stuff. So like, it's very, very rare that I run on my own these days. What about you, Stuart?
I think I run on my own a little bit more than you do. Maybe 60% don't enjoy it, 40% enjoy it when I'm on my own. Sometimes I just lose myself in the run.
Yeah.
Myself. And a lot of the times, if it's more than a 5K seems like a manageable distance to me. If I'm running 10K on my own or any further than that, I'm like, oh, can it not just be over already? Can it not just, and I have to talk myself down the ledge, off the ledge. It's like I was saying before, sometimes the only way out is through and you've just got to push yourself. But sometimes that's a lot harder when you're on your own. And yeah, you just got to push yourself. Music helps. Sometimes get lost in music. A lot of the times I listen to podcasts as well.
I was going to say you prefer podcasts, don't you, whilst you're running?
Yeah, because I've got a terrible taste in music. So the podcasts help.
Do you like Cascada?
Who doesn't?
I definitely don't.
I think you secretly do.
Yeah, I'll let people check my Apple Music playlist to figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, whether you like it or not, in a few weeks' time, when we get to our 22-mile run, we're going to be doing a 22 Taylor Swift dance.
I've been warned about this for the last 12 months.
I am looking forward to it. I'll be there doing the whole 22.
22 dance in the lift.
It doesn't have to be in the lift.
We seem to have made the lift a thing though now. Like the lift has become like the lift has become like a thing.
Well, unless people follow me on Instagram, which they can do at Stewart Anthony, that's Stewart with a W, and Anthony with a TH, they're not going to know what you mean.
No, yeah, but yeah. So I'll let them look it up so they can figure it out. But yeah, the lift has become a thing. Yeah.
Basically, where I live is an apartment, and after a long run, like when we did 17 miles, when we did 10 miles, we took a picture, a selfie into the mirror, and yeah, we both looked pretty knackered. As did me, as did I, with Mark on Sunday. This week I ran 37 miles, you know.
It's a fair old chunk of mileage, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was like 2 long runs dashed into 1 week. You know, we did a long run on a Sunday. We did a long run on a Monday and then a long run on a Sunday. So there was 2 together.
Yeah, so it is slightly skewed then, isn't it?
Yes, but I still felt quite comfortable by the end of the week, which is good, especially given the fact that I started this season, we even call it a season, pretty much injured. I wanted to cancel Dopey completely about 10 weeks ago.
Come a long way since then.
Yes. Yeah. So do I enjoy running? 60-40. I only enjoy it when it's done.
And some people say they never have a bad run. Like you always feel better after a run. That's that's bad advice. So you will have bad runs. You will have runs where you just don't enjoy it. It's just not working out for you. And that's fine. You know, that's totally normal. Sometimes running is difficult and not pleasant, and that's okay. Don't just assume that everyone has to be perfect because somebody's told you that they feel great after every run, because they're lying to you.
Well, everybody has a good run and a bad run. You can't expect to always be good. Besides, if you were always good, then you wouldn't really appreciate the good.
Well, very true.
You know, it's like eating chocolate cake all the time. You'd soon become bored.
I'm not sure I would. I wouldn't mind trying to find out.
Well, you try and I'll watch and film it.
Cool. So
For this-
we've not done any reviews this week, but we're running very, very quickly out of time because we've
we are.
So I will review and bring out the fake Oakleys next week. So we will review that. We'll review the Oakleys next week. Have you got anything particular that you're going to cover?
I'm going to review the race.
Excellent. That's a good idea. That's a very good.
And hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll have some more feedback from Kaylin, who is doing the Avengers and Rock and Roll. So let's give one final good luck to all our friends doing Vegas or Avengers.
Yeah, especially those doing both, because that is just like some next level insanity. So it's a fair old trip from LA to Vegas. So.
Before we go, we should just say that if anyone would like to be on the podcast with us, they can do so by getting in contact with me on Twitter at @RunStewart, or you can contact me via Instagram at Stewart Anthony, or contact me via YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all the usual stuff.
Indeed. And do we need one final blast of Cascada to see us out for the evening?
I think we probably do, and I think we should probably do like a final dance.
Absolutely.
Bring it on, but make sure you cue up the chorus.
I never miss a beat. Silver night, kill the lights, feel it under your skin. I'm trying to keep it
That's a bit Britney Spears-ish.
up, we can't stop, cause it feels like an overdose.
Start line. Start line.
My body's aching so.
And on that note,
If you want to see more of these dance moves of ours, you're going to have to wait till the 5K.
yeah, indeed.
We're going to be doing these dance moves live.
All the way around. Possibly in fancy dress.
No, at the start when they do the warm-up.
Love it. Cool.
Jason loves pop music.
Yeah, my favourite.
All right, guys, we're off. That's enough from us.
It is. Au revoir.
Share, like, subscribe, comment, and get in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. Instagram.
Instagram.
Keep running.
Oh.